everyone. Welcome all. This is season 11 of Contest of Speed, the EU2 Championship. I am your host, BK, your resident AM3 driver, and with me this week again is Hazmania. Haz, how are you doing?
Hi BK, I'm doing really well. I've just had to rush home to get this commentary started. I've been watching the football, as I'm sure many other people have been as well. So please, if there is a scoreline update, do tell us in the chat. But no, I'm doing very well, and I hope you're doing just as well as me, BK.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely doing very well. A little smoky out here this week. Meanwhile, in Italy, where we're racing this week, they have major floods. We're suffering from some wildfires over here, so it's crazy smoky. Smells like Texas barbecue, but good reason to be inside watching the EU2 race. We're here for the round 15 in Imola, like I just mentioned, for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Just 40 kilometers east of Bologna. That's fun to say, so thought I'd mention that. This is the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, the second home race of the season for the Tifosi, who actually were just gifted a win last week by Jay Prentice, was it not, Haas?
I believe it was Jay Prentice. It was a fantastic final few laps after that late safety car. We had a lot of crashes and a shock podium from Dan Robbo, who's just joined the session, as we see Charlie Kingdon just starting his first flying lap. And yeah, we should be in for a pretty entertaining qualifying. It was well, I think as I just see there, one of the Red Bulls getting out of the way a little bit dangerously. But as I was saying, yeah, we should see a good race. It was a little bit boring yesterday for me. It's in the crossplay division, and came home with a fifth place. What did you finish, BK? Did you race this week?
Yeah, we raced this week. Had a wet race, so was lucky enough to hold my
Oh no.
teammate off and qualified in front of him and finished first this week. So it's good. We had another one too, and he's just behind me in the drivers. So it's what you need to keep him behind you, I guess. But yeah, wasn't too exciting for a race for us, I guess.
Yeah, well, it seems we're well, it's a bit of a shock weather prediction we have. It's a dry race tonight, and it's definitely not been a dry few days in the Emilia Romagna region. It's been a bit wet over there. So yeah, so I'm glad. I'm sure the drivers will be glad to see a dry race. It's makes it a lot easier. But the first time in a while actually that we've had the two McLarens of J Ray and Cornish Cook, who have just been overtaken in the constructors' standings. We have a new constructors leader, which is Ferrari, who are just leading by 2 points on McLaren. So it'll be a nice little battle to see. We only have the one Ferrari this week, but it will still anyway be a nice battle to see El Prentice fighting with J Ray and Cornish Cook for that constructors championship.
Definitely, yeah. I personally didn't even realize that championship had gotten so close for the constructors. So a lot to fight for here. We're down to four races left, and after this, it's what, Singapore, China, and then Brazil, and we're done. So everything is still on the table for a lot of these drivers. But yeah, should be a good one. Charlie Kangdon is the only one with a lap so far with a 1:16.8. Got a few people joining us in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone. Hello, Deathstorm. How you doing? Yeah, go back to work, Deathstorm. I know you should be working. Hello, Johnny. How you doing? Kaganist, some regulars in the chat. Love to see you guys back. Ecos AJ is coming to the line here.
Yeah, Jack King just setting a. Ooh, please continue, BK.
Oh, I was just saying he was coming to the line, and it's a 16-0 provisional poll for AJ, and who was. Do you want to talk about his race last week, or should we leave that in the past?
I've promised I won't talk about him. I've had some very angry messages. But I will say a 16-0 is more what you would sort of expect to be a pole position. It's a very quick lap indeed. I believe pole position yesterday for XP2's race was only around a 15.7. So I doubt we're going to get much quicker times than what we've just seen there. as Cornish Cook and J Ray take P2 and 3, so they are and being split by Cosprofodas. So we're having a Noah's Ark grid of sorts, if you will, near the top of the timing charts.
It's Red Bull McLaren as we sit so far as Wineside coming through Aqua Minerale. I should really have gotten a track map to know all these turn names because I know they all have turn names. But
Yeah, they. I think I could. I'm sure I could name all of the turns, but I'm a little nervous to try it. Do you think I should try it?
uh, you know, might as well. Why not?
All right,
Wineside.
it's going to be very hard for me to do this. Right, I think turn one officially is that left hand or right hand kink on the straight, which isn't actually a turn, but I suppose we'll save that conversation for another day. Then we have the Tamburello chicane. It was refitted after that horrible crash in 1994. So they've changed the track to slow down the exit of that corner. But after the mini straight, we are into the Villeneuve chicane. That very quick left-right hander into Toza, the nearly 180-degree hairpin. As you go up that hill into Oh, here's the first problem. I don't know that one. But after that, we have Aqua Minerale, the double right-hander that everyone hates the curves of, and then you go up a slight hill into a Variati Alta, that chicane that everyone also hates the curves of, before you go down the slight hill into the first and second Ravazza, and then you finish your lap. If I've got all those correct, I hope I've got all those correct.
I think he nailed it. Besides the one that was in the middle, you didn't remember. I think that was all perfect there.
I,
Wineside
I think I
did.
think we should call that one the George Russell corner because I believe that's where he spun out in the under the safety car in 2000 and was it 21 or 20? It was one of them.
It should be called the George Russell and Valtteri Bottas straight then.
I wouldn't. I'd sign that petition.
Deathstorm's giving us some help in the chat with all the turn names. I think you mentioned pretty much all of those. I think the one. Did you get Paratella? Is that the one you
Oh,
missed?
Piratella, that's the one I forgot.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
Deathstorm
thank you,
helping us out.
Deathstorm.
Ah, man. And we just were on board there with Raza, who finished his qualifying lap. He was making his return to Kos last week, as you would say. And what an excellent performance it was for him, eh? Put it on pole, led the race for most of it, I'd say. If it weren't for all those safety cars and his hards dropping off towards the end, he might just have gotten a win. But the green-white checkered flag that we had at the end of the last week's exciting race kind of put an end to his plans of winning it, did it not?
Yeah, well, he definitely had a strong race. He shot off the start finish line on the on lap one, and it seems he got really unlucky with those safety cars, and I think he chose not to pit when maybe he should have done near the middle of the race or with about 10 laps to go. And I feel like that definitely hurt his chances, but it was still a fantastic performance for him on his first race back. To get a P2 after so much time away, it's quite impressive.
Definitely. Yeah, and his teammate now just coming through the final two corners. Is that Ravazza there? Ravazza 1, Ravazza 2, down the straight. DRS is open, and he
Oh, I've
is going
just
to
seen
be
Dan Robbo
P11.
taking a. Yeah, meanwhile, coming towards the end of that straight and into Villeneuve, we have Dan Robbo taking some adventurous lines. He's just cutting a bit of grass there, as Valtteri Bottas would say.
World's most expensive lawnmower, but he's letting a couple cars by, so that is very kind of him to get fully out of the way there. Not oh, and there's a car behind him who actually went into the wall or out of the hairpin.
Yeah, so there's the two McLarens are out on track. J Ray set the fastest first sector out of anyone, I think. He's just passing. Is it Matty Robbo, I believe? Yeah, he's passing Matty Robbo there, or Dan Robbo, I should say.
Watching J Ray finish out his lap here. He is one of several reserves that we have tonight. I'm just trying to pull up the substitutions list. Yeah, Red Mask in the Haas this week has a reserve. Blades in the Alfa Romeo. Um, J-Ray, like I mentioned, one of the reserves for McLaren this week as he goes pole 1:16.001, nearly 16 flat, just ahead of AJ. That's a fantastic
Wow.
time from the reserve.
Did not expect that.
Tin Man is reserving for Electric Blade this week in the Alfa Romeo, so Coast on Ammo and Electric Blade both out this week, who are in the thick of that constructors fight, but they do have a couple good representatives as reserves tonight for them, so hopefully they can make something happen. Let's jump on board here with AJ for his lap as he is trying to dethrone J-Ray, who snatched provisional pole position from him currently. And the last reserve we have tonight is Cornish Mantis in the Mercedes 4 Racer. So several reserves in tonight. Lots of familiar names, though. Often see these guys week in, week out.
Yeah, there's a lot of these reserve drivers who act like
Oh,
full-time drivers.
AJ, no, loses
Oh, has
out
he
of
just lost it? Out
Villeneuve
of Villeneuve,
chicane.
I believe that is. Yeah, running the running the 69 number plate. So I'm sure that's going to get a few people laughing, a few very immature people laughing, including myself. The Cornish cook, meanwhile, has just taken provisional pole position.
Yeah, McLaren throws another punch at Red Bull here. It was Red Bull McLaren, but now we've got two McLarens on the front row. Cornish Cuck, the championship leader, I believe, still as it stands, and his reserve teammate, who has been definitely helping him out the last few weeks.
Yeah, Cornish is he is leading the championship on 152 points. I believe he may have picked up a single point in last week's race, but yeah, I mean that championship lead over the last few races has been coming down to Jay Prentice, who did have that win last week, and then Electric Blade and L Prentice and then Dan Robbo as well, actually, just round out the top five. Um, it seems that the championship fight. I don't think it's entirely over, but I feel like Cornish Cook, with a few solid performances, he should really have this championship in the bag. You'd think.
Yeah, Cornish has maybe not one hand on the trophy, but he's got his eyes on it for sure. Jay Prentice needs to have a solid performance for the Tifosi this weekend, and it has to be an abysmal weekend for Cornish for the championship to spice up in the drivers. But I don't see that happening, and Cornish has been in good form all season. So
Well, I'll tell you what, BK, I've just seen Jay Prentice join the lobby, so maybe he joined a little bit later than everyone else. He's just popped in, or maybe he was always there. I'm not quite sure.
well, I think he
Um,
was one of the ones we couldn't get in at the start, along with
but yeah,
Dan.
he's definitely
Tin Man improves his time, but not his position here. We got 3 minutes left in qualifying with Cornish first, J Ray second, AJ in third, Charlie King in fourth, Profodes fifth, Y Inside sixth, Jack King seventh, Rosa Sky eighth. He might be on a lap. Let's jump on board with him. El Prentice, highest Ferrari at the moment, 1:16.5. P9, Pure Blades P10. J Ray is retired from the session in the pits. Mantis P11, Red Mask P12, Pipe Tech P13, Tin Man P14, Dan Robbo P15, and that's all the times we've set so far. And J Ray has officially retired, as I mentioned, in the pits, so he is either comfortable with his time or he's just done with qualifying. But either way, 16 flat is going to be his time.
yeah, it's a
I
very good time from him,
could have sworn it was a
considering
001, but it's a flat now, so whatever he did to
I
improve by one
yeah
thousandth of a
I could have
second.
I could have sworn it was a 002, but maybe it's. I think we're all just going a little bit insane waiting for this qualifying to end.
And Raza Sky jumps up to P4 16.1. It is very tight up at the front, with the top five separated by less than 2 tenths. So all to play
Ooh,
for.
very close to a collision there in the Tamburello chicane. I think someone might
Absolutely.
have had to abort their lap. It's very, very busy down there. It's almost like a car park coming into Villeneuve.
Yeah, tons of cars on track now. You're gonna have to monitor who's coming across the line to start laps. Looks
I
like
believe Jack King has just started a lap there.
he's gonna be the first one there, followed by Williams and an Alfa Romeo. Let's jump on board with the Haas here. I believe he has been in the mix the last couple of weeks in Hungary and in Abu Dhabi, but unfortunately hasn't all translated to the checkered flag quite yet. But let's see what can happen in Imola.
Yeah, well, I'm personally hoping that we see a good performance from Roland. He's missed quite a few races, uh, but it'd be nice to see him back. It'd be nice to see him have a good race as well. He's usually a clean driver, and yeah,
Mm,
he's certainly one of the quicker ones in this grid. And well, as usual, I look forward to seeing Cornish Cook, my Ferrari teammate, having a good race, and the other Cornish cousin, Cornish Mantis. He should also have a good race after a strong performance in Imola. I believe he won on Monday.
I believe he did. That's correct. Cornish Mantis did win. You had Jack King invalidating and Matty Rabo also invalidating. They're going to be racing to the line here to get that final attempt in and trying to recharge what they can of the battery. Tin Man is looks like he's backed out. He's out of fuel. We got Cornish now on a lap. He's just set a purple second sector. The man who is currently on provisional pole. What can he do to improve his lap time coming through the final few turns? Ravazza 1 and 2. Tough to slow the car down the hill there.
Ooh, the cause profodas, Roland, just having to go very wide to accommodate the other Red Bull there, who set the fastest first sector. And as I say that, a baby version of the commentator's curse strikes there. He's just invalidated his lap, so I will make sure to zip my lips for the race in the future because I should not really be talking about a certain Red Bull driver.
Cornish did go pole with a 15.8. Charlie spun out on his last attempt out of the final corner. Jay Prentice crosses the line. It's going to be a 17.1. Didn't have much time for a qualifying effort there, so difficult qualifying for the Ferrari as El Prentice also invalidates. He's going to be starting P9. Who do we have coming to the line now? Profodes.
We have Jack King as well just behind him.
Profodes jumps into the pits. Jack King also jumps into the pits. And I think
El
that is it.
Prentice invalidates. Yeah, it seems like that's going to be it for this quali.
Nobody really improving on their final runs except for Cornish, who put in a 15.8, punches his ticket to pole position this afternoon, and step one done to getting just that much closer to his championship in the drivers. Also, J Ray managing to sneak out with P2 from the pits is 16.0. That stood. AJ with his 16.007, I believe he improved on his first attempt, but only by a tenth. And Raja Sky sneaking into P4 after a solid pole position last week and a great race. So I think we're in for another exciting one here based on the starting grid.
Yeah, we have a lot of fast drivers in there. The top four are all very quick on their day. I think J Ray might be a bit of an outlier on pure race pace, but he's done very well to get P2 there and lock out the front row for the McLarens.
Definitely, and we have, like I mentioned, the top four. Two McLarens locking out the front row. Red Bull with AJ in P3, P4 Raza Sky, and then another Red Bull P5 with Profodes. Charlie Kang in P6, Wine-Side P7, Jack King P8, L Prentice P9, CLR Pipe Tech P10, Pure Blades P11, Cornish Mantis P12, Red Mask P13, J Prentice P14, Tin Man P15, Dan Rabo P16, and Matty Rabo P17 without setting a time. So Williams will be starting from the back of the field, and the McLaren will be at the front of the field.
Well, do you think it's time for predictions, or should we do that during the formation lap?
I think it actually should be time to go over that penalty report right quick. We have a little bit of time here because there was the stewards were busy, as you say, and as Deathstorm might know the most out of all of us. So let's quickly glance over the Abu Dhabi penalty report, where
Oh, I never thought to check that.
uh, Jamie James was given 5 seconds and multiple penalty points as well as a quali ban. He will not be participating tonight, so won't be serving that penalty. Uh, Dangerous driving reprimand for Cornish. What else was there? Matty Robbo received a 5 second penalty. Uh, Racer had a 5 second penalty, which was appealed and overturned. And one of the bigger and most notable ones was Ecos Hockey getting a 5 second penalty plus more penalty points. Ecos Hockey also getting an additional 5 second penalty and another 10 second penalty, which amounted him getting a race ban, which will be served this week, I'm assuming, as well as Racer getting a quali ban for this week, and he was not here to qualify. So that's a lot of penalties. Had to just glance over them quickly because race ban and a quali ban are definitely worth noting. But yeah, we will not be seeing Ecos Hockey tonight, and Racer was not here to serve his quali ban. So other than that, it's business as usual going into tonight. The top three remain the same. Crossing the line last week, we had Jay Prentice, Raza, and Dan Rabo. So yeah, let's put all that behind us and have a good race this week.
Well, well, I think I do have a feeling that well, I may have provided my setup to a few drivers coming into tonight's race, and I believe my setup was one of the quicker ones, or well, quicker in a straight line, I should say. So I have a feeling everyone who's using a certain 17-15 setup might just have the advantage both off the line and into the Tamburello chicane. So we may see some lunges from pretty far back if all goes well.
Speaking of setups, I did hear, or I did see in the Discord that I think it was either Jay Prentice or L Prentice is on a 10-16 wing or something like that. So they're going to be a rocket ship out there again today, as usual.
Well, I certainly feel bad for anyone who's stuck behind them. I think we all know what it's like to be stuck behind one of the apprentices.
Exactly, yep. We definitely need to get some predictions in now. We don't have very long, so anybody watching, well, all your predictions are welcome. Any top three predictions or safety car predictions, we'll take them here. We'll keep track of them. We'll give our own here as well. Haas, do you have a certain prediction you'd like to give out?
I would say we're going to see a Red Bull, and for legal reasons, I'm not allowed to specify which Red Bull. And then I think we'll see a Cornish Cook P2, and I will say a Prentice P3. I'm not going to specify which Prentice, but I would probably hazard a guess is going to be L Prentice, just because he is starting in P9 compared to J Prentice's P14. So to confirm, I'll say unspecified Red Bull, Cornish Cook, and L Prentice.
I love the unspecified Red Bull. Perfect. Man, I think we'll have Cornish as the top finisher today. Then we'll have Raza, another P2 finish for him, back to back, and just I don't know. I don't
Go
know.
on, you can always have a guess.
I don't know. Let's go Jack King.
Yeah, I think Jack King, he's a quick driver on his day. He's just a little inconsistent at times, but he is very quick indeed. So here's hoping he does have a good race. Well, here's hoping everyone has a good race relative to where they start.
Exactly. Yeah, we got a couple more predictions in the chat. I'll make sure to write those down when I get a second here. But we got people disqualifying, lining up on the grid. We got a good camera here potentially. Nope, doesn't look like it.
Oh, we
Lights are
have the
going on.
horrible rear camera.
And that's a quick light, and here we go. Cornish getting away decent. J Ray tucking in behind, and they've left the rest of the field behind. Raza Sky getting up alongside AJ into turn one. Oh,
Oh, we
wide
have a
side.
spinner. That's Pure Blades. Oh no, it's not. It's Pipe Tech. He's now down in P14.
Everything seems to have settled down now. Coach Profo's hanging on to his P5. The top four is as you were at the start. Wide side hanging off onto L Prentice as we got some
Oh,
battling on
Pure Blades
behind.
and Charlie Kingdon going side by side like Schumacher and Montoya on the exit of Toza. Oh, he cuts him off into the entry of oh, I forgot the name again.
The Piratello.
Piratello, there we go. Oh, we have some. Well, it's all calmed down a little bit. Ironside might be looking to go up the inside of Cosprofodas there, but he thinks better of it.
Yes, we have the position changes coming up now. Biggest winner being
Oh,
Jay Prentice, making up
Al
5 positions.
Prentice just going. Sorry to interrupt. Al Prentice just going on the grass because Ironside forced him just a little bit wide.
Ferrari lawnmower in full turf mode this afternoon.
Mhm. He's looking very quick on that straight. He's eyeing up Ironside.
Jay Prentice making a move on Jack King. Oh, it's L Prentice
On
actually
Al
loses it.
Prentice. Oh no. There goes my prediction down the terrain.
And
Oh, it's a VSC.
I think Pure Blades also spun out. Got a VSC coming out here.
Ah, yeah. Pure Blades with no front wing. This does give everyone a chance to pit and change their front wing if they need to.
Meanwhile, Kornishkak has a 1.3-second advantage on his teammate J Ray, the reserve, who's filling in this evening, and AJ is very close behind. I'm sure this VSC will be going green shortly. I'm gonna try to write down people's predictions while I have a second.
Well, we have Kiginis saying that there would be 2 safety cars and a Mantis DNF. Have some faith there, Kiginis. The race isn't even underway yet, really. Oh, but Red Mask taking advantage of the VSC restart. He's just leapfrogged Jay Prentice there into Rivatsa 1 and 2. Jay Prentice is coming up behind. He will be burning that ERS.
And he gets that position right back with that top line speed. Ooh, Red Mask can brake so much later though. Almost made contact. Jay Prentice is trying to keep his car steady through those turns, but it is a rocket down the straights.
And Cornish Cook is just he's gone. I don't think anyone's going to catch up to him now.
Oh, Charlie looking at the back of Tin Man here, who has a considerable snake behind him. Pure Blades in the pits fixing that wing that he damaged a lap earlier, causing the VSC.
Oh, have a spin. It's Jack King. Oh, the exit of Aqua Minerale. Oh
No.
no, that puts him down to P13.
No. And Profo's actually getting past Raza there, and J-Ray and AJ battling in the last
Oh,
2 corners. AJ
side
got
by
ahead,
side there.
but
Very nice
J-Ray
racing.
snatching that position back. Yeah, very good racing, and he actually got the DRS there, so while AJ doesn't have it, he's gaining a little bit using the battery, but J-Ray's going to pull away now and have that position done.
We have Jack King looking for a move on Tin Man, who's also looking for a move on Charlie Kingdon, but Charlie is now into P11.
Charlie moving up to P11 after that earlier issue, and Jack King is spun around again out of, is that Tamburello?
The Tamburello chicane, yes.
So it is a Red Bull 3-4 and a McLaren 1-2 as we stand.
Another spin from Charlie Kingdon. Was in P11, now is P15. He joins Jack King near the back of the field.
We just can't say anything about anybody. They spin.
I, I get the feeling we should just shut up for the rest of the race and it will be as you were.
Welcome to tonight's viewing of EU2. It will be a silent viewing. I hope you enjoy.
We'll preemptively pay our respects to all the drivers who suffer from our actions.
Oh man. It's all in the script, right?
Oh yes, all in the script.
Oh man.
Yeah, we are paid professionals to deliberately rig races for an unspecified bidder.
A very large lump sum of coin. Charlie is lost his back in on the chicane and going side by side with Pure Blades now into Ravazza 1 and 2. Pure Blades gaining that position now in 16th. Now, who are we gonna watch? Got a few.
We do have quite a few battles. I think an interesting one could be Cos Profodas and J-Ray. They're all fighting for that P2 spot.
Yeah, must have missed the AJ getting past J Ray at one point. They were battling the last lap, but must have found a way past as J Ray's gonna have the DRS this time around. This two constructor fight.
Oh, we just think is Charlie Kingdon is about to be lapped. Is he going to disrupt the field just a little bit? He is ghosted. He has been shown the blue flags. Meanwhile, Cornish Mantis and Red Mask. Very clean overtake from Cornish Mantis there. Nell Prentice as well. Also a clean overtake from him as well. And Matty Robbo. Wow. Seeing so many overtakes on this lap.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Raza Sky all over the back of Coast Profodes. Keeping it nice and tidy through Aqua there. It's really easy to just smoke those mountains of curbs on the inside.
Yeah, it's one of those curbs where you go in a little bit slower, but you come out just so much quicker, and it requires a lot of self-discipline to take a proper line through there. You get just that little bit greedy, either get washed out wide or you cut the curbs on the inside, and it's not a good story when that happens.
Matty all over the back of.
Oh, Cornish Mantis
Oh,
just
corner
spinning.
spinning.
He's lost an end plate. He's
I
lost his
just saw
front
that.
left end plate.
Matty's all over the
Oh
back of
no,
Tin Man.
J-Ray! He's also spun into the Tamburello chicane. He was
No,
P3. Oh, he's
no.
gonna get passed again and again. He's in P8 now.
Meanwhile, Matty and Dan both making a move on Tin Man there. So much is happening. Every lap there's like overtake. Oh, someone's been out. Now another overtake. But it's all over the map. Not very consistent battles.
You see, I just get the feeling Cornish Mantis, who spun the start of this lap, he's going onto the hard tyres. I get the feeling he's going to go to the end on those hard tyres. And if we see a late safety car, he's going to jump the entire field. Or, well, either A, jump the entire field, or B, go onto fresh softs and be right at the back of the pack. But he may have the chance to jump the entire field on any potential restart, should there be a safety car, as Pure Blades gets 3 seconds, but in P15 I'm sure that's not going to bother him too much at the moment.
Raza now with the DRS on Perfodes, who has lost touch of his teammate ahead. Out of battery. Raza depleting his now. Try to get alongside, but not enough room. Has to yield this time around.
Oh, J-Ray making a dive into the inside of Tamburello. That's a lovely move from him there, making the move on the Haas.
Two reserves, leaving nothing out there. J-Ray desperately trying to claw his way back up to the podium positions as he did have the pace as of qualifying. Continuing
Yeah,
on
you've always.
here. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, BK. I was just going to say you've always got something to prove when you're reserving up a tier, and you keep making moves like that. You're definitely going to get recognised by the league coordinators. They might bump you up for next season. You never know.
Is uh is J Ray like is J Ray EU based or is he from North America?
I don't quite know. I believe he races for EU3, but he does get a regular seat in EU2 as well, because we've seen him in quite a few races.
I thought he was also AM2 for some reason. I might be
I'm,
thinking of
I'm,
someone
I'm
else.
sure he is.
Raza this time around still not close enough to Profodes, who is very low on battery. You got a yellow flag at the back. I believe that's Pure Blades into Aqua.
Oh,
And
J-Ray,
J-Ray
no.
again.
Oh, it goes from bad to worse.
Oh,
That is
no.
not what you want to see. Oh no, we have another spinner as well. Who's that? It's
Pure
Pure
Blades.
Blades. P15 now P16. Oh, his day just keeps getting worse. It's always unfortunate when you see people spinning multiple times.
Yeah.
You just you wanna push, but you just can't on those tires. They're absolutely wretched.
Yep. Just got a little taste of the Helicam there. That was spectacular. Brought to you by Bud Light. I don't know. That's what.
Brought to you by I don't know whoever charters the helicopters.
That's an old shout out to Kitten. That's what he used to say.
We see Pure Blades just calling it a day. You cannot blame him. Been a it's been a wretched night for him. Not entirely his fault, but you do get the feeling sometimes when you spin, you just don't want to continue, and he's well within his right to call it quits.
Pipe Tech found his way past Red Mask down the straight, and Apprentice also finding his way past because he loses the rear end.
Oh, another spinner. It's Red Mask. What's going on?
At this rate, you just gotta keep your car on the track, and you're gonna be making overtakes in the Haas duo now, sitting 12 and 13, both having their own individual issues tonight.
Yeah, you start to appreciate the car control that these guys in front have. They're keeping the nose nice and clean. The top eight roughly, maybe top 10 actually, I should say. They're all running their own race now, just only battling with one or two cars. So I don't think we're going to see too much activity for the next half of this race unless there is a safety car.
You never know. You never know. We had plenty last week, and in AM3, it seems like you can just about bank on there being a last lap safety car every week. We didn't get it this week, but there pretty much has been every race. So, but I mean to say, corners here, 5 seconds ahead of AJ nearly, and oh,
Meanwhile, Al Prentice has just gotten past Pipe Tech in the Aston Martin. Sorry, please do continue.
no, I just wanted to say that the corners is driving brilliantly right now. He's not really burning too much ERS. AJ behind has much less than he does, and he's got that 5 second gap. And what is that? What's the gap to Profode's behind on the hard tire? Because
He's
AJ's
on
on the same tire.
the interval between AJ and Perfodas is 4 seconds, and then it's 2.4 to Rosa Sky, who's just passed Charlie Kingdon, who's spun again.
Yeah, so he's got about 9 seconds to Profode's with the harder tire, which is gonna start coming to life now. 10 laps into this race, I believe.
Yeah, it's been a tantalising first half of the race for Cornish Cook. He's got all the he's got all the wiggle room now. He can choose whatever strategy he wants.
Absolutely, yeah. Charlie Kangdon having some more issues out of the chicane there. Looks like the Haas's are quite close to Tin Man here, coming down the straight. Tin Man not using battery, not able to use DRS. Jack King is going to run out of room, and he is. Just got to watch that gap on Jay Prentice as well, trying to close in on Lyon's side. Charlie gets a 5-second pit, speeding in the pit lane and retires in the pits. That's the end of his night.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I've just seen the Man City Real Madrid score, and it was what I predicted before the match. City winning 4-0 against Real Madrid, and they are into the Champions League final. That is a dominant win from them. Good lord.
Jack King getting a little bit of an issue at Aqua, and that gives Red Mask the position ahead of him. Now Red Mask and Tin Man going to be battling down the straight. I know these two are good friends, and they'll enjoy this battle. So let's stay behind here, unless there's anything else going on. Doesn't appear to be.
It
Deathstorm's.
seems. Oh.
Why is Deathstorm's threatening me in the chat right now? It's starting to me that I could still lose the championship lead in AM3. What did I
Well,
say to deserve that?
I, I, I feel like if we stop talking about it, then the commentator's curse won't happen. So you've got it all secure there. If we all just quietly forget about it. Wow, I've just noticed J Prentice and L Prentice in P6 and 7. How did that happen? After
They had a pretty tough quality with was J
I think
later
yeah,
on.
P9 and P15 or something,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So
So
they're having a fantastic race, and I think as it stands, will that be a championship extension for Cornish Cook? I think it will be, but not by a whole lot. So it seems like McLaren will retake the constructors' lead, but not by many points.
lots of racing to happen yet. We don't know what could happen.
Oh no, Cornish Cook, he spun.
Oh no.
Cornish Cook, he spun. Oh no. Oh,
No.
that's not what you want to see. And that
Cue
brings
cue the
the
music.
Rebel into the lead. Oh no, and now Profoda is going to be eyeing him up on those hard tyres that are essentially fresher, and they'll be quicker now at this stage of the race. So looks like he's going to have to pit this lap, and it looks like now he's racing Cos Profodas.
We were just talking about how the championship might be extended, and I was trying to say we don't
We
know yet.
we really should we really should
Oh
stop
no, we
talking.
really didn't know.
Oh no.
Cornish, we're sorry if that was us.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me next race.
Next time Cornish is behind you going down the straight, he's not braking.
Nah, it's no Ferrari team orders there.
AJ's in the pits, Cornish in the pits, so Parfodes is going to gain the lead.
Yeah, it seems either Cornish wanted to cover AJ off or he wanted to pit the same lap as him. Meanwhile, Rosa Sky, Jay Prentice also in the pit lane. I think they're going to be going for those fresh hard tyres. Yep, looks like they are. Who else do we have in the pit lane? I think it's just them.
Alprentice, the one with the medium tires, is starting to stay out still. So he's got some ERS to use. He's planning on going a little bit longer, maybe getting some clean air. I mean, also Jay Prentice was in the pits. It's a little bit tougher for them to both pit at the same time, running back to back. So I understand,
I've
but
uh, I've just checked the position changes, and the top 6 have all gained a minimum of 4 positions. Then again, that is because we
they
have
have all
some
yet to
people who
pit.
have pitted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we have Matty Robbo and Dan Robbo up 12 and 10 places. That is remarkable for them. I mean, they're still yet to pit, of course, but that's a very, very good result they're looking at now.
Tin Man and Jack King still battling it out here. He must have gotten back past Tin Man. Red Mask started to pull away and is now on the back of AJ, who is just pitted, and Tin Man must have missed his braking. He's got Cornish on the back of him now. Cornish is going to want to
We
make
see
quick work of this.
we see El Prentice coming into the pits now. I think he's looking to cover off his brother. You just think who's going to be on the better tyre when he does come out.
Cornish making quick work of the Alfa Romeo here. He sails past. Now we've got Jay Prentice coming out of the pits. El Prentice coming out of the pits. Jay Prentice powering down the straight. Looks like he has got that position now. Hopefully, undercut working for the Ferrari. He must have been ahead in position. He got the first call, and I'm sure those guys are working together to get the most out of the race.
Yeah, I think I don't want to induce a commentator's curse, but I feel like the worst thing that could happen now is a safety car. Okay, all right. I,
Yellow flags
I,
come out as soon as you say that.
I was a bit worried there. I think he has just chosen to retire in the pit lane.
Yeah.
I was fully getting ready to eat my words there, but we're okay.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're looks like we're safe. Might be coming out of the pits somehow, but hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a mess.
Oh, I'm lucky I rolled a 6 on that one.
Matty Robbo now on the back of Pipe Tech. These both yet to pit. Pipe Tech with no ERS left. Matty full ERS, using the DRS down the straight. Not really gaining too much. The A high of Cornish just causing a little bit of trouble there for those two drivers. Hopefully he's off the track
Cornish
now.
Cook is sailing past Jack King as well.
Yeah, looked like that move was coming a lap before. He's on those fresh, hard tires.
Oh, I think we have a spinner as well. Jack King into Tamburello chicane. He's just taking the grass, getting back on the track as safely as possible.
A little knock at the door there. My apologies. Had to attend to that for a quick second, but I'm back now. So, Fodes, is he gonna come into the pits yet? No, he's
We
elected
have
to continue.
a moderately close battle with Matty Robbo and Pipe Tech. Who
Yep,
knows if one of them's gonna pit and try and cover the other one off? I feel like someone's gonna pit. It's just a matter of who.
Matty's definitely got some pace. It looks like on Pipe Tech here. He's now gonna be using the RS. He didn't use it last lap to save it for this attempt. He's gonna have that move done into the Tamburello chicane. J-Ray gets a 3-second penalty.
I feel like he might have got that penalty while trying to avoid Jack King. So I think if he stays out of trouble, he might actually get that removed because I'm sure that will be mitigating circumstances if he did have to avoid the Haas. As Jack King now does pit.
Kaganus is celebrating his successful prediction of a Mantis DNF.
Oh, that's a bit unfair. He does really well in EU3, but I think he gets a string of bad laps, and I don't think it's his fault. It's just the way EU2 is. It's a very harsh, very competitive grid, and sometimes it just eats people up. And we see Cosprofodas, who is not the net race leader, but the race leader so far. He's now coming into the pit lane.
As is Wine-Side. One of Matty Robbo after he got that overtake done. He's going to jump into the pits. Pipe Deck is staying out.
Wow, I tell you what, we have Cornish Cook, who is now only 3.7 seconds behind Ecos AJ. He's closed that gap up quite a lot in the last few laps.
And he's going to get in front of Perfodes here. Out of the pits. As is Red Mask, I believe, with those much warmer tires. Red Mask not making much of an impression yet. And another helicopter cam. What are we sponsored by this time, Haas? Helicopter cam sponsored by.
Ooh. I'm trying to think. Let's do a sponsored by a very boring VW of Volkswagen. Why
Heli
not?
Helicopter cam brought to you by Volkswagen. Das Auto.
There we go. Das Auto. I suppose we should say sponsored by Porsche because I believe they will be entering the sport in the near future.
Ah, I think it's still an auto, but that's not their saying.
I think they're actually owned by Volkswagen
Oh,
if I'm
yeah,
not
probably.
mistaken.
Yeah. What isn't owned
I
by
think everything.
Volkswagen?
I think everything's owned by Volkswagen. I know Bugatti's owned by Volkswagen, which is very strange.
No, now the pit stops have all taken place, it appears. AJ is the race leader. Cornish 3.6 behind. Same lap old. Hard tires with Profodes. Just lingering behind Cornish. 1.2 behind on fresh mediums. So Red Mask yet to pit. He's hoping for a safety car. Raza Sky, those 5 lap old hards. He's net P4 at this point in time. Tin Man also not pitting yet. These two reserve drivers hoping for a safety car, praying for a safety car, but
I think J-Ray's just made a move on pipe tech there. Very, very clean move. Passed him well before Tamburello, though.
yeah, surprising to see not too many time penalties just yet. It's Gross Profodes. Now he's got those medium tires warmed up. He's closing in on Cornish,
I
but yeah,
think the I think the situation we're seeing with time penalties is everyone's probably sitting on one or two warnings and is just driving that little bit cautious. This is a track known for some very very strict corner cutting penalties, so I feel like everyone's just maybe giving up a tenth or two a lap just to alleviate that risk, which I think is a smart decision. I know yesterday I think I was sitting on two warnings for the majority of the race, and Hilly, the recently returned, the prodigal son of Formula One EU1, he was putting the pressure on me these last few laps as Y inside takes the fastest lap of the race with those fresh mediums.
J Prentice, L Prentice gonna make a position swap here. L Prentice had a little more speed coming down the straight, gets ahead. These two are looking very good for their constructors' hopes at the moment. J Ray largely out of the points right now. 2 cars ahead, yet to pit. Gonna gain a few positions there at least, and they're hunting down Raza ahead of Tin Man. But speaking of hunting, Coast Profodes within nearly half a second of Cornish.
He's on those fresher mediums as well. Cornish Cook on the hards. He's going to have to defend for his life now until those mediums are absolutely cooked.
He is gonna have to go another 12 laps, and this is an interesting camera angle as Cornish gets a little
Ooh,
loose out of the final turn. Oh, camera. Coast Profodes closing in quickly now. Cornish knows it. He's not gonna fight this one.
yeah, it's a smart decision there. Just stay back, try and keep with him for a few laps, utilise that DRS, and just maybe he'll either make a mistake or he can make a quick lunge in the final few laps of the race. I think it's smart driving there from Cornish Cook.
He
He just
needs
needs to
to,
stick with him now.
yeah, just needs to stick with him and
Oh,
reel in those
wide
tires.
side. Wide side, round the outside of Tamburello. What a brilliant overtake.
And he splits those
Oh
Ferraris
wow.
now.
I'm glad I caught that one. I I don't want to use my very, very broken French on him to celebrate that overtake.
Magnifique.
It was magnifique indeed. Oh god, let's not do that again.
Oui, oui. Yeah, you're right. Let's not do that again. Um, oh my
I'm
God,
sure
we've
there's
gained a
nothing we can
follower.
do to offend him.
Haas, good work. Your hard work has paid off, and we've gained a follower. Gamble
We're
14.
being entertaining enough.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, Wineside is absolutely staring on the back of El Prentice's gearbox on those fresh tyres.
Coach
He's gonna.
Profodes goes fastest too. Is Wineside going to be a problem here for the Ferrari duo? These fresh medium tires. This Tin Man finally pits. Red Mask is staying
Oh,
out.
21 lap old hards. Wow, that's brave.
And Prentice has got the DRS just to hang on. Oh, he almost makes contact. And he's going to get this move done. What a
That's twice now. What a
ballsy
beautiful
move.
move.
But
Oh,
El
he's coming up the
Prentice
inside.
not having any of it.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, what brilliant racing.
A little hand in the air there for the Ferrari driver, but wow. Very aggressive racing, and he gets the move done. We got a W strat from Pafodes, my team Ecos from Brad. Yeah, honestly, he's on those fresher mediums, and he's reeling in AJ. He's pulling away from corners. Wine inside on a similar strategy, and you can see how much faster he is right now, sitting a purple second sector.
Yeah, Profoda's just, well, he's living the dream. He's on those tires, those fresh mediums. He just needs to close that gap to within a second, and I think he might just have the edge on the other Red Bull. Or do you think they may be going for some team orders, just trying to hold back Cornish Cook, who's still very much in this fight?
Oh man, I don't know. I think this late in the season you gotta see some fighting, you know?
Yeah, it's a tough one for first and second place at the moment. You got to think about the constructors' championship as well.
Yeah, you do have to think about that, but I know AJ has been poking at Coach Profodes for not showing up too much, so maybe he'll make his return and take the victory from him instead. Who knows?
Well, there's one thing for sure: he's not going to go without a fight. And oh, Jay Prentice, no, he has no front wing. He lost out at Toza.
And guess what? We've got a safety car.
Oh no. Oh, we
Oh
called it.
yes, oh yes, we do have a safety
We
car.
called it. That is
There
a full
is
safety car as well.
full safety car.
That's that's definitely because of the debris left by Jay Prentice's Ferrari.
Oh, is this gonna
And Ecos AJ pits.
is this gonna
He
hinder Pafodes
pits.
though? Because he's gonna have to double stack. Cornish is right behind Pafodes. He's
It
tried to
seems
slow down
like
as
they're
much as he could.
just.
He's gonna get held up there in the pits.
Oh,
Cornish is
is
gonna
it?
make
Is
a
he gonna be
position.
overtaken though? Oh,
Yes, he
he is.
is.
Oh, and he's on the soft tire.
He's on the
Roland is
soft.
on the soft tire.
The other two
Oh,
electing
this
for
and L Prentice stays out. What is this? What is this race?
AJ and Cornish electing for the
Oh
mediums. L
no.
Prentice staying out, and J Ray has a 5 second collision for 5 second penalty for severe collision with Dan Robbo. Is he getting a new wing here? No, it doesn't look like it, but L Prentice in the lead. We know that top line speed of the Ferrari can be a pain to pass. And now he
Oh
is.
well, I did say one of the Prentices would be P3, but I didn't think it would be this Prentice. Where did he come from? From P15 on the grid, he's now leading the race. Wow, what a strategy! What a bold, ballsy strategy.
Bold strategy. Exactly.
Ricky Cardo saying Ferrari strat 100%. It
Is this
certainly is.
are we seeing a little crash gate going on here? Jay Prentice losing it, crashing, debris on the track. Safety car comes out. The other Prentice says, "Thank you very much.
Uh,
I'll just hop in a P1 here." I don't know. Seems
that's
a little.
that's what we call a tactical sacrifice there. I'm sure we've
I,
seen a few of them before.
I've got my tin hat on right now. I think that might be a viable
Yeah,
line of thinking right now for the Ferrari team. No, I'm just playing. There's no way
yeah
that
just
that
gotta
happened. I don't think
just gotta
Jay
make
Prentice
sure
is
you
gonna.
you get your tinfoil helmets on.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, it doesn't seem likely that that was the case, but it's certainly an entertaining prospect nonetheless.
And what differing strategies we have here coming into this last few lap shootout we're gonna have. We've got El Prentice, the leader, on 9 lap hold hard. It's gonna be probably 11 lap or 10 lap hold hards by the time they start. AJ 0 lap hold mediums, fresh mediums for everybody pretty much, or sorry, fresh softs for everybody else pretty much, except for Cornish on the mediums. Wine Side on the mediums and Tin Man on the mediums. Jack King is jumping in the pits now. I'm assuming to put on the softs. So
Well, I
every
certainly
tire in
can't
play.
predict. Yeah, well, I certainly can't predict who's going to win this race now. It is really up to the drivers when this safety car comes in. Is El Prentice going to get the jump on Ecos AJ? Is Ecos AJ going to get the jump on El Prentice? And is Cornish Cook going to get the jump on them both and maybe make a move when that DRS does open?
It's all to play for here, like we said, like it has been all season, and EU2 always provides some of the most entertaining racing we have here in Cost. So we're in for a good finish here. We know what we had last week, and every driver, like we said, put a $100 bill on their one number, but they're all different numbers, and they all thought they were right. So I'm sure it's the same feeling right now. Everybody thinks that they're in the best position to come out for the win right now. El Prentice on those old hards, certainly feeling like he's made the right call. AJ, I'm sure he's feeling like he's in a good position, but he doesn't have his teammate behind him now anymore. That double stack kind of hurt his buffer. He's got Cornish right behind him. I wonder, are we gonna
Yeah,
go
you just
green this lap?
it just seems that everyone thinks like they hold all the aces, but everyone else is feeling the exact same way. This is going to be a very tense restart for El Prentice. Above all, this is we're in for a very very tense restart, and I will do my commentary duties, and I will remain completely silent because we all remember what happened last week.
Oh man, yeah. I'm surprised the safety car hasn't come in, but it did decide to come in very late last week for us. It was pretty much going around the second Ravazza when it told us safety car in, and pretty much had a code brown in the cockpit, if you know what I mean, leading that race.
Yeah, go brown and code lemon cheesecake. So,
Nothing like having cold intermediate tires to lead away a race with
oh yeah,
no notice
forgot that
about
it
it.
was your race was in the wet. How did you find it in the wet? Did it handle relatively smooth, or were you fighting the car for grip?
I decided to go pretty much for a full wet setup for the intermediate conditions, so um, yeah, it was not too bad. It was surprisingly like lots of people ran much lower wings than us, and they were much faster in the straight, but they were struggling like making mistakes in the wet and whatnot. So I just kind of tried to make a setup that would make sure I didn't make any mistakes to minimize the amount of time that I lost. So it was actually a really nice setup, really easy to drive, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it seems like that's a smart decision, especially in changeable conditions. Of course, when the rain does come out, you don't have the benefit of DRS, and your ERS is a lot less effective because of the reduced grip conditions. So you just wonder if if some people are running little bit higher wing or a little bit lower wing. I'm sure we know that the apprentices are running the minimum amount of wing you can. Oh, where
Oh
did
my
this see?
God!
Yeah, did you see the same thing?
Yes.
Wow, that was very close indeed. Safety car in this
Oh.
lap as well.
Stewards just breathed a sigh of relief. Safety car in this lap. Two penalties on the board, 3 seconds for Red Mask, 8 seconds for J Ray. Let's get the tires back on board here, because that is what is going to matter. El Prentice hanging on here. Safety car still not in the pits yet. Through the final two corners. He's going to go. AJ was not fooled by that. He is with him here. Everybody is staying relatively calm through the first sector. AJ taking a look around the outside. Got Jay
Yeah,
Prentice on the back.
no one's
Dan
looking to make a
Bravo.
move here.
Not yet. Not yet, no. But these difference in tire compounds is going to bring out something here. It's AJ already
Oh,
around
El
the outside.
Prentice. I thought he lost it then.
AJ up into the lead. El Prentice trying to fight him off.
Oh, that was very close there. Nearly took his front end off, did AJ?
And El Prentice is under pressure now from Cosper Fodes. And
Oh,
Cornish cut.
Cornish
Cornish up
Cook.
the inside. And we have a spinner. Y inside goes out at Aqua Minerale. Oh, Cornish has so much more grip than El
Oh,
Prentice
El
right now.
Prentice, he lost it in the chicane. He's still going, but he's going to get overtaken by Cornish Cook.
And Perfodes is alongside now, looking to make that move as well. Those 12 lap old hards not hanging on here like they used.
Oh, he
Oh,
locks up. Oh, and El
oh
Prentice
no!
spins.
I think he got tagged there from behind. That was no fault of his own.
I think it was Red Mask there who just clipped him a bit.
Oh no. We're on board now with the Haas driver who has time penalties to his name and pressure from behind. Raza Sky overtaking Matty Robbo into the chicane and making a move into Red Mask. Red Mask goes off the track. Matty Robbo has to avoid him twice, and Red Mask goes all the way off the track. Comes back on. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he has lost several positions here. And Matty Robbo now up to the fifth. We'll move along.
Matty Robbo is now up 12 places from his starting grid position after that brilliant restart from him.
El Prentice decided to call it quits there after that contact in the final corner. From leading into the last few laps in those old hard tires, it was a hard task, but just completely overwhelmed by the much faster cars behind.
Yeah, I
Led
know
it
the
to some
feeling.
contact.
It's an awful feeling when you stay out and you have a brilliant opening lap, but people are just impatient to get past you and you get tagged as we saw. But Ross Sky as well. He's been quiet. He's in P4. He's had a fairly good race, all things considered.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and also very interesting that the medium runners have AJ and
Ooh, Red Mask and Tin Man
Cornish.
going side by side. Dan Robbo going up the inside into Tamburello. That's a lovely move. Matty Robbo.
And Raza
Oh, he's
Sky,
spun. Oh no.
no, has he just
Oh,
just mute your
I should have
mic?
kept my mouth shut. Uh, oh no, what have I
Oh
done?
my god. Oh, this is this is poor. This is just what are we doing?
Oh no. That's. Oh, I apologise profusely to Rosa Sky. I'm gonna have to take the hit on that one. That was certainly my fault.
uh, I really don't want to believe that we have the commentator curse power, but it just every time every time it happens.
Well, if anyone has a personal vendetta against a certain driver, feel free to contact me, and I'll
Yeah.
I'll make sure to.
We'll accept Venmo for spinning drivers out just by commentating.
Yes, payment to be made via cryptocurrency.
Yep. We've got 2 laps to go here now. AJ's leading away from Cornish. 2 second gap there, healthy gap. Jack King getting past Tin Man. Tin Man actually might have lost it. No, he's just losing a couple positions
He's
down the straight.
lost 2 positions
Dan
there.
Rabo also getting past Red Mask. Red Mask is trying to fight it off, but not going to be able to into the Villeneuve chicane. Around Tosa we go.
I still can't believe that's happened.
uh,
That's that's just oh,
Pain.
you want to believe the curse doesn't exist, but
Yeah,
then stuff like that happens.
it's so true. Yeah. Let's pull up the position changes here. But yeah, AJ making up 2 positions, leading the race as it stands. A few laps to go. Cornish closing in that gap actually. 7/10 it's come down since we last checked it. Perfodes in
Do we have
P3.
do we have DRS this lap? I believe.
I think so, but it's lap 32 now, so it won't be effective
You'll
for
just get.
yeah,
Let's
won't get
just
anything.
see on Red Mass. Red Mass does have DRS on Dan Robbo. He's going to be wanting to get past. This is his last chance. This is his last DRS zone as well.
Not gonna have enough today.
Oh, J Ray with a lovely move down the inside on Tin Man. Both of them have DRS, but J Ray just wanted it more.
Tin Man's gonna fight it around the outside. He's gonna have the inside for the next part. I wonder if he's gonna be able to take this position back, and he
Oh, look at
does.
that.
Brilliant move. The fish helmet gets it done.
Forget what I said about wanting it more. That was absolutely outstanding.
Tin Man just fell asleep at the wheel and he was like, "Oh, I'm racing. I gotta overtake this guy again." Gets it done.
He made it look effortless. Lovely discipline from him as well, not forcing him off track. That's what you love to see. Hard but fair racing.
Exactly. Yep. Red Mask still on the back of Dan Robbo here. Both of them almost out of ERS. And we should hop on board here. Once again, you can take your man across the line as he
Might I
does
do
some
the
S
honours?
turns.
Thank you, BK. Oh, and he takes it. He calls AJ Dutch delight. He does take the win. Cornish Cook P2 and Cos Profodes P3. Matty Robbo did cross the line in P4, but he takes P5 after the penalties, which means Dan Robbo gets P4. Jack King has a 5-second unserved penalty, but he finishes in P6. Oh, and I've been cut off, so I can't actually read the rest of the results.
Oh man, yeah, the one person we managed to stay quiet about all race, UCOS AJ, gets it done, and I'm sure he's very happy that we did not talk about him too much. But congratulations to him yet again.
And that's a brilliant drive from him. He's very consistent, unless I'm talking. He did a fantastic race with a equally fantastic celebration there as he takes the top spot of the podium.
And I did notice before we got out there, the two Williams boys made up 12 positions each to come fourth and fifth in that race. So what
Yeah,
a performance!
congratulations,
Good job to
Matty
them.
Robbo and Dan Robbo. Brilliant drives from you two. There's Matty Robbo in the chat claiming driver of the day for Williams. You definitely deserved it.
Another another and honestly a rare shout out we have to give for a perfect prediction. The Johnny Damon had AJ, Cornish, and Profose all in order in his prediction.
That is incredible.
So good
I
for him.
what did I have? I think I had AJ. Well,
AJ, Cornish, and
unspecified Red Bull.
Prentice.
Yeah, that's a real shame for Al Prentice on that safety car restart. He had a fantastic drive throughout, but just one little tap is all you need, and you're just gone, and that's your race over. It's frustrating, but that's racing sometimes.
Yep.
As the great Danny Kvyat once said, that's racing.
And one more time, quickly here, the finishing grid, we got AJ P1, Cornish P2, Profodes P3, Dan Rebel P4, Matty Rebel P5, Jack King P6, Jay Prentice P7, Red Mass P8, Tin Man P9, CLR Pipe Tech P10, Raza Sky P11, J Ray P12, L Prentice P13, Inside P14, Cornish, Mantis P15, and I missed the rest. That sucks.
I
I
think we
think there was
have
one more
Cornish
driver I
Mantis
missed.
P50. I'll just check the stream just to confirm.
Yeah, we've got to get these top three finishers here
It
into
was
the.
Charlie Kingdon in P16.
Ah, yes, Charlie King. We'll get these the top three guys into the booth here. Definitely have some
Well,
questions.
I can't wait for the superstitious talk to start once I start interviewing AJ. This should be a very entertaining interview.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, should be. When you think the big man himself will join us in the booth,
Oh, we should hope so.
that would be nice. Virtual showroom, that's what I'm looking for. And we had a Red Bull first, so I will get that going. You got the invites for the party?
I have invited the Cornish Cook and the Ecos AJ. I'll try and invite Roland. Hopefully we can get him in.
Definitely. Johnny Damon with a yeehaw in the chat. Yeah, you should yeehaw with that podium prediction. That's a win.
Right, well, I believe we have invited
Hello, hello.
everyone. I think. Hello?
Welcome. You can
I
finally
think
hear hear Haas this week, guys. So
Yes, it's been a long overdue wait, I think.
It's been long. My head hurts.
do you wanna get started with Cornish? We're not sure if we'll get Profodes in here, so might as well.
Uh, I'm yeah. I can. Well, I suppose I can.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, we do have him.
There we
Well,
go.
in that case, I suppose you can commence the interviews, and I'll save a certain interview for last if that's all okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you might have some more intelligent questions than I can come. Feel
Well,
free feel free to ask Eddie if you have it. The big man himself, Mr. Coast Profodes. P3 for you today. Congratulations. Just start with your quali. How did it go for you? And you started pretty far up there. And how did it go?
Yeah, well, qualifying the last lap went a little bit wrong. I expected a little bit to be higher up, but I think in the end I was fifth behind my teammate. He had a horrible start, so I could almost pass him, but then he stayed in front of me, and then qualifying all good. Yeah, I was happy. I mean, I didn't race for a long time, so to have a quali like this, I was already happy to be in the top 10, to be honest. And it worked out well, so all good.
Yeah, perfect. There was a point there before the safety car came out where you tired at the time. You were gaining on AJ, and were there going to be any team orders for you guys today, or were you okay?
I would have made fight for it, but I mean the points for the team. So in the end, if it was just close, I would have given him the first position, or I would have stayed behind him. But yeah, of course, if it was not as close as it was, I would have passed him and just drove away. But or driven away. But yeah, for now, I'm just happy with the pace I had. I was a little bit surprised about it because technically it's not the easiest track to drive at. So, but yeah, I'm happy. But the safety car ruined a little bit my race, I think.
Definitely, you had to double stack behind your teammate, lost to
Yeah.
position to Cornish, and that kind of messed it up a little bit. But
Yeah, and also on the softs, I messed up then one corner. I just went on the throttle too early, and then I think the rears were a little bit too cold still. Yeah, just almost spun there. I had to recover from that, and then lost basically the DRS to Cornish. But yeah, overall I'm happy. The only thing I'm not happy with is that I hit his teammate Jay. So yeah, that's unfortunately. It is unfortunate that it happened, and yeah, I'll take the blame for it. We will see what the stewards will say.
yeah, definitely. We'll see you in the stewards room as they say. But yeah, congratulations on the P3. Thanks for
Thank you very
joining us in
much.
the booth. My first time I've gotten to speak with you, so thanks for having us and joining us in the booth today.
Thank you very much for commentating,
Yeah,
and congrats, guys.
Has you got any more questions for Profodes, or shall we move on to P2?
Well, I will say I didn't realize that there was a collision between yourself and J Ray. I thought he just spun of his own accord. So
No, no, no,
I'm sure it'll be some consolation to know that it wasn't entirely J Ray's fault, but
no, no,
it's just
not
a
at all.
shame that his race ended that way. But I'm sure there was at least fair intentions going on there. And like you say, BK, it's going to be up to the stewards. I think that's fair for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think I made the mistake. I didn't expect him to brake there, and then he spun. He tried to recover, but yeah, he couldn't, of course, in that situation. So yeah, I'll take the blame for it. I think the stewards will turn the blame on me as well. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think with a 3 seconds penalty, I'm still in P3, hopefully.
Well, it's certainly good to see you on the podium, and even if the penalty does come your way, it's nice to see you racing again, and you've certainly got a good result even after a slight absence.
Yeah. Well, flying too much, so unfortunately, I can't race every week. But next
I
week
wish
I
we
can
could
probably
trade
as well.
places. I really do
Ah.
wish we could trade places.
We will talk about it.
I'll see you in
Yeah,
the
okay.
skies in 5 to 10 years.
Hopefully. See you then.
Got two FOs in the booth for you right now, apparently.
Uh-oh. So, hey, talk to you guys later then. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
talk to you later.
Congratulations.
Thank you again.
Alright, let's move on now. Always good to talk to Profo. It's first time for me, so nice to hear from him. Let's move on to Cornish now. Cornish, let's start again back at qualifying for you. You're up there against the Red Bulls at the start, and then you seem to be the only car that really improved on your second run. How'd you find that 5/10 that you needed to get the pole?
I think the track was just perfect right at the end. I timed it perfectly for the pits, coming out the pits. But just got the lap together as well. I kept making a mistake on my first 2 laps in sector 1, turn 1, 2, and 3. I was trying to carry so much speed and find 3-4 tenths there every time, and it just wasn't working. So I eased off there, and on the third lap it worked out. Put decent quality lap, 15.5 was nice, and pole. And then as the race went on, I felt comfortable, felt good, didn't pick up any warnings. Had a decent gap to AJ and Jay behind when they were scrapping, and then I just got lazy, lost a bit of concentration, and lost it out of turn 3. Saw AJ go by, and that's when I knew I had to get my head down again. And the safety car really helped me. When that safety car came out, that definitely helped.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question about the spin. We didn't catch it on stream. We just saw your name tumbling down a little bit there, but it just as you said, lost a little bit of concentration there and ended up losing a couple positions because of it.
Yeah, it was just a lapse in judgment, a lapse in concentration, I'd say. But got the car around, avoided damage, didn't lose too many positions, and then pitted on the next lap. And because the Red Bulls had to double stack, I still jumped Profode, so that was ideal. It could have gone a lot worse for me. I mean, at the end, when that last safety car came out, and whichever Prentice brother I always mix the names up, the L's and the J's. I don't know which one stayed out, but whoever stayed out on the hards, they did a good job for like 7 or 8 corners. And then when AJ got through, it absolutely parked it on the corner before Aqua Minerale. Me and Roland Profodes were side by side then, going into Aqua Minerale. I didn't want to go three into that, so I pulled out. Profodes was on my left. I almost went into the back of the Prentice brother, and then into the chicane. I tapped him, just carrying too much speed into the chicane. So I know he's a little bit upset for me for that, but again, there's not much I could do, man. I had no room behind, car on the inside. He was on hard tyres, I understand how it is. They were used hards, and I just wanted to catch up to AJ, but yeah, he did well to put up a good fight. And it is my bad for tapping him in the back, so yeah, my bad, Prentice, my bad.
We couldn't see. Was it that contact into the entry of the
I
first
think
Rata there?
the first revive. I
Yes.
think I might have falsely blamed Red Mask for that contact. So apologies.
Red Mask was involved with something in that whole kerfuffle as well, because Roza was in the mix and he was shouting Red Mask's name. So there were a few people in contention for stewards, and I know I'm in there, but there are definitely a few others. But it's going to be an interesting one, to say the very least. But yeah, happy to be up on the podium and speaking to you guys, obviously.
Gonna be another 4-message long penalty report from Deathstorm
Yes,
this week.
it could be. It could be.
But yeah, that moment in Aqua was quite spectacular. We were both screaming. We were like,
terrifying.
"Oh my god!"
Terrifying.
Yeah, but good job for you. Managed to keep it together, finish P2. Congratulations. I think you're well on your way to claiming that drivers' championship now. With who was it that's closest behind you? You were nowhere close to finishing.
Electric Blade and the Prentice brothers, I do
Yeah,
believe.
Jay Prentice as the closest in Electric Blade.
Yeah.
They did
I had a dry spell. 4 or 5 races were like DNFs, out of the points finishes. I had a bad spell, so it's good to be getting back up here as well, especially after what happened last week at Abu Dhabi, where it was last lap shenanigans, and I got murdered, and I was gutted, but I moved on. So on to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one. Congrats again. We'll
Cheers, guys, as always, legends.
for sure, no problem. We'll throw it over to Hosmania now. I know you want to take over
Oh, I
the
can't wait to
final
hear this.
interview of today.
Well, first off, congratulations to Cornish Drive, and it is brilliant to see you back on.
My friend.
And Ecos AJ, first off, I do want to apologise for my speech last week that prematurely ended your race. I am so sorry for that, and I hope I have made it up for you or to you today
Yeah, this will do.
by keeping my trap shut. And yeah, you can see that the commentator's curse certainly is real, and that some superstitions may be legitimate because here you are on the top step.
Yeah, been a while.
Yeah, it's been it's been what was it, 2, 3 weeks, something like that. It's been too long. That's what it's
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
But yeah, I think I just want to start off with your qualifying. You had a very good qualifying, but you were beaten to it by the two McLarens, and that put you P3.
Yeah.
You know, going into the race, did you want to take the lead in the first few laps, or were you just thinking, you know, you want to manage your tyres, you want to get the correct strategy, and did you want to pass them immediately, or just get them towards the middle part of the race? Is what I'm asking.
Well, to be honest, I hoped to be closer to Cook in the quali because I did a 15.4 just before the race in practice. So I was kind of disappointed. I finished with a 16 flat. So then I just accepted that, and I wanted to jump J-Ray as quickly as possible so I could follow Cook. It took me a few laps to overtake J-Ray. I think I lost like what 3 seconds to Cook, so I had to keep my head down and focus on it. And while I slowly saw the time ticking away and the gap getting bigger, so I actually accepted P2. I just needed the points today.
Yeah, well, Cornish Cook was in the lead by quite a bit. I think it was about 4 or 5 seconds until that spin, which is unfortunate. But yeah, after that, you comfortably held the lead, and on that
Mm.
safety car restart, you managed to keep your nose clean, and you just made up your places. And I think yeah, just going towards that safety car restart.
Yeah.
What was your plan when you saw was it El Prentice, I think, who stayed
Yeah, it
on
was Apprentice,
the
I
hards?
think. Yep.
Yeah, and
Pretty
I
sure it
think
was
I think
Apprentice.
yeah. So like when you were sat behind him towards that restart, did again I want to ask the same question. Do you think you want to pass him immediately, or do you want to wait until those tires degraded just that little bit more?
I wanted to pass him as quickly as possible because I know the longer you're stuck behind him, the harder it gets to pass him. And once you do pass one of the Prentice brothers, you'll be gone in a minute. Um, the only thing sketchy was he was lagging for me. He was all over the place. And on my first attempt to overtake him into the first corner, I went through him because he ghosted and he lagged from side to side. And then going into turn, I think it was like 4 or 5, he lagged again and I went through him again. So I didn't actually know if I had passed him yet. Um, so maybe the incident with everybody behind me was caused by me. Um, but we'll have to see that later.
Yeah, well, we definitely held our heart in our mouths when well, like you said, you disconnected and reappeared inside El Prentice's car. I think just before the safety car came in as well, and I think me and
Yeah,
BK were a bit shocked to see that, and we were just praying for you silently because we couldn't say anything on stream because otherwise we fear the worst. But
obviously.
no, it's yeah, you did an incredible job, and well, you can thank me for that win for shutting my mouth. But
I
no,
think I
no,
have
it's
to
it's all.
I think I have to credit you anyway because I used your setup and it worked.
Oh
It
well,
paid
thank you
off.
very much.
Yeah,
No, but it was an incredible drive from you, and well, everyone on the podium. You all deserve your places. You had incredible drives, so congratulations to all of you, and I wish you the best.
thanks. Thanks. I'm sure
Cheers,
you
guys.
guys did a great job
Legends as
on
always.
commentating again.
Yeah.
Thank you for always.
Heroes.
I think the only thing I'll add is Now that you've got 2 wins for Hosby and nice and quiet, I don't know. He was cursing a lot of other drivers to help you out today, so maybe we'll
Did he?
have to stop. Oh man,
Yes,
the
there
commentator
was an
course was
event
in
with
full force
Rosa
today.
Sky. Yeah, it seems Rosa Sky took the fall for you today's race.
Yeah,
Well,
Raza
who is
and
it going to
J-Ray.
be next week?
Who knows? Who knows? But
Better not be me again.
I don't know. Might not be so nice next week. Might be talking about you a little more.
Ah, we'll see, we'll see.
We'll see.
It's Singapore. I know you like Singapore, so we'll give you a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, okay. I'm looking forward to it then.
Yeah, as has mentioned, we're back next week for round 16. Only 3 rounds to go now, and we'll be at Singapore for that race. AM1 is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and EU1 is tomorrow at 9 p.m. UK, I think. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for our top 3 finishers. Peace.